Yes. Now to start reeling them in. I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember what it was.
Why do new explorers make the same mistakes over and over again? Oh, you restaurant? That place isn't even worth mentioning.
I think this time it turned out better than before.
I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my retainers' faces when I inform them of my plans today. Panic-stricken, but unable to muster the courage to say anything in opposition. Yes. Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in. I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember what it was.
The wind knows it.
Cascade!
Too far.
Be still!
Everybody stand!
Oh, I'm so sorry. One with nature.
Kami-Sato-ma. Suiyu.
Prepare to move out. Follow my lead. The tide of battle is in our favor.
You want me? Benny's adventure team, assemble! Or not. Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
Don't get frostbite.
Mind the deluge.
Dodge this.
Cascade.
Sounds good to me.
Time to go. Time to go. As one with wind and cloud.
The wind knows me. Oh, so sorry.
Out of my way!
Flicker.
Into the wind.
Cool it. Defract.
time. Everybody stand back!
Clouds high. The birds come.
The depth back! I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my retainers' faces when I informed them of my plans today. Panic-stricken, but unable to muster the courage to say anything in opposition. Yes, this was a fine idea. Ah.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to... Thank you for Ad Astra Abyssosk. You have already claimed to... Ad Astra...
I think this time it turned out better than before.
Why do new explorers make the same mistakes over and over again?
I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember what it was.
Seriously? But, Mr. Morris, I don't understand, sir. How can you only be telling me this now?
I'm afraid that there's nothing really I can do.
But what about my film?
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to come up with something on your own. Take it from me.
Oh.
Hey, isn't that Xavier? So he's back in Fontaine now. Xavier!
Oh, why, if it isn't the dear Traveler and Paimon. I really didn't expect... Well, I was doing just fine until I received some terrible news just now. The investor I was working with for my upcoming film has fallen upon some hard times, and...
Can't you just find a different investor?
Unfortunately, that's not how it works. We had signed an agreement specific to the FONTAINE Film Festival, stipulating that I cannot work with any other investor.
The Fontaine Film Festival? What's that?
Oh, is this your first time participating in Fontaine's Fontinalia Film Festival? The Fontinalia Festival was established to commemorate the legendary Loch Knights, who went on a quest to search for the Oceanids, and eventually welcomed the Hydro-Arconageria. The holiday is deeply connected to the founding of Fontaine, as well as its unique laws and trials. It's one of the most important festivals for this nation.
But what's with that weird expression on your face? It's like you're trying really hard to remember something.
I was just trying to recall the exact description from the books, in order to avoid any,
Well, either way, Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's just like the Windbloom Festival in Mondstadt, and the Lantern Rite in Lille.
Yes, those are festivals of a similar variety. Who doesn't like a good festival? To commemorate the Loch Knights, people will imitate them by putting on special costumes. But a few years ago, Lady Farina started to find the whole idea a little drab, and so decided to change the part about pure water.
That really doesn't surprise Paimon at all.
The whole thing seems more akin to a carnival now, and it's quite popular among the kids. Every year you can hear a bunch of them saying, "Trial or treat."
Oh, that sounds pretty fun. But
Yes, it appears I've strayed off topic. The Fontinalia Film Festival is an event proposed by the Fontaine Film Association this year. Now that film technology has matured as a medium, during this time, people may submit films to be evaluated, and the entry with the highest score will be given the Farina
the what award?
The Farina Award! You know, after the Hydro Archon, they coined it while Lady Farina was still in power, but even though things have changed, no one has made any motion to update the name. Perhaps everyone still thinks of it as a pretty appropriate name. Even though she isn't the Hydro Archon any longer, Lady Farina is...
Alright, guess the name does work.
Oh, but who would have guessed there'd be an issue with the funding? How will I ever explain this to Miss Chiori? Not to say all the other actors who traveled all the way here from Inazuma.
Chiori? Sounds familiar. Where have we heard that name before?
Yes, that's her. I asked her to oversee the event's art direction, including the design of the actors' costumes.
Oh, Paimon remembers now! Navia said that her clothes were designed by Chiori, and Kirara's outfit too!
How to describe her? Well, she tends to be pretty direct and can be very forceful when it comes to dealing with people. The fashion world in Fontaine has dubbed her the Thundering Seamstress. Her remarkable designs have led many Fontainians to become very... Anyway, Chiori is acquainted with all the actors I've invited from Inazuma. Without her help, I don't think I would have been able to get such an international cast for the film. She really is a kind...
Who are the actors from Inazuma? Do we know them?
Why don't the two of you accompany me to the Aquabus station to... Judging from the time, the Aquabus should be arriving shortly.
Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
That voice! It's Navia!
I didn't expect to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere?
How about you, Navia? Are you still busy rebuilding Poisson?
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but there are still a few things left to take care of. Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster. Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators have put, our financial situation right now isn't the best, so all we've been doing is, though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment. They're necessary to restore the people's faith in us.
Oh, spoken like a true president.
Oh, you bet. Between that and all the other errands I have to... So before I came over this time, I took a page from Elusa's book and decided to make a list of everything. This way, it's easy to see which tasks you haven't checked off. And then, since Malus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example and come up with some shorthand of my own. But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting anymore.
That does sound like you, all right. So what kind of shorthand did...
Oh, want to take a look?
Let Paimon see. This looks like a piece of kelp wrapped around a stick. And this other one, is it supposed to be a board?
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen, while the second one is a reminder to try the new burger that just hit.
Okay, Paimon can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Thank you for your advice. These are the kinds. I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came up with it, I'd be sure to remember the symbols when I looked at them later.
Well, now you know for next.
Anyway, I should have already. Worst comes to worst, I'll just make another trip.
Ah, so you're going to head back now?
Yep, that's the plan. Oh, actually, since we talked about the reconstruction, you said you don't have any plans, right? So we can just catch.
It's a bit sudden, but Paimon doesn't see why not. What do you...
Then let's go. We'll take a boat over.
Oh, you mean the Aquabus, right? Like the Clementine line?
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The Aquabus doesn't have a station near Poisson, so we'll use one of the Spina's boats. All right, follow me. The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks. We can head out as soon as we get the green light.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines are all named after people in your family, right?
Yeah, that's right. Callus and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a dedicated... Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have...
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub. You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines...
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying! The Aquabus is so convenient.
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out what was going on in his head. But that would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice or suggestions, and no farther.
Huh. Well, that explains why you weren't...
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his way.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
All right, then let's head out. It'll be a while before we get to Poisson. Let's keep talking.
Navia, what was your mother like as a person? Oh, Paimon's sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned before that she passed away during childbirth.
That's all right. I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They've always said that they were sure while my papa was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny. Their complementary personalities. My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was happy.
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners.
Yeah, but those are just stories and anecdotes after all. It's hard for me to piece, but sometimes I'd still look at the Clementine line and wonder, would the Spina and Poisson still be what they are today? Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription, a way to etch a memory into the world. When given a name, a cold... So, I will always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories, as well as how I've lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. Even though I cannot stop for them and must continue to keep moving, the fact won't change that they existed in my life and gave me the... Of course, I still haven't really... But I tell myself that I need to keep looking towards the future. Everyone. Besides, I'm the president of Spina di Rosula. We've reached the shore. Let's go. I'll show you the new poisson.
Navia, do you think she's doing all right? Okay, Paimon supposes you're right. She's
Miss Chiori?
Your talk with the investor sure went fast. The Aquabus hasn't even arrived yet. Oh? And who are they?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Pleased to meet you.
likewise. We've heard the owner of Chioriya Boutique is a skilled seamstress, so it's a real pleasure to find.
Why, thank you. I strove to create an outfit that matched her high social station as the demoiselle. So tell me, what happened? I can tell the conversation didn't go quite as expected.
Well, it's like this.
Ugh.
I know, Chiori, you don't have to say it. You did remind me that this investor was a little bit sketchy.
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
But how could I pass it up? He offered me twice as much as the others.
And therein lies the problem.
Yes, but just put yourself in my shoes. After obtaining the budgets that the others had proposed were nowhere near enough. It's difficult to find someone who...
Don't be sad, Xavier. We might be able to help scrounge...
Oh, thank you, Paimon. That means a lot to me. But the cost of the film is staggering.
We need to move on. What's happened has already happened, and there's no changing it. But now's not the time to give up.
What? You're saying that you have a...
No, that's not what I mean. I'm simply saying I wouldn't give up. The actors I recommended aren't just after Mora after all. Really? And where do you live?
We Malazines live in Mercy Village.
Oh, you must be pretty tired after work every day, right? I mean, you have to swim all that way just to go home.
We are so thoughtful. But some Malazines choose to live in the court of Fontaine because it's so much more convenient.
This is...
Oh, we were... But I haven't even... I also enjoyed Aval's introductions to Fontaine along the way. Everything...
Thank you so much. I'm usually working here on this Aquabus, so I hope I'll have the chance to see you again. There are still many more places I'd like to introduce to you.
Welcome to the court of Fontaine. Chiori, you sure have changed a lot. This is the first time we've seen you. I haven't realized it's been so long. I was in such a rush when I left that I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Thank you for extending the invitation, Mr. Xavier. I'm looking forward to a fruitful trip here in Fontaine.
It's an honor to have the head of the Kamisato clan visit us.
So they're who you meant when you said you had actors coming?
Oh? It's the Traveler and Paimon.
Wow, what a coincidence! Ayaka and I were just talking about you on the way here. Are you also here for the film?
We just ran into Xavier earlier and came over with him.
But I'm not an actress. Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka are the real actors here. I'm just tagging along with Ayaka to have a good time together.
About that, I mean, how was I supposed to contact you when I was making... So I could only keep you in the back of my mind while
I had been thinking about a surprise reunion with you during our trip here.
Oh, so you all know each other already! My, what a coincidence! Why don't we go to Hotel de Boer and catch up over a meal?
Huh? Did you reserve 2 spots for us too?
Yes, of course, of course! I'll be sure to tell the boss to serve a few more
Very well. Then please, kindly lead the way, Mr. Xavier.
Wow, the buildings in Fontaine are so tall.
And there's the fountain that Abel mentioned earlier.
And look at that huge spinning sphere. Where does it get its power?
Let's keep looking. I'll help you find them.
Feel free to check the Aquabus map and schedule for details.
Welcome to Palais Mermoni.
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in.
So this is what food from Fontaine is like. It sure is different from what we have in Inazuma. How should I describe it? It's Seems like you have to go through a lot more steps to make them.
Yes. When I first went to Inazuma, I actually thought the food there tasted
Let's get back to the purpose of this trip for a moment, shall we? How have preparations for the film been coming along, Mr. Xavier?
Well, I've already assembled most of the film crew. A lighting specialist, a prop manager, and a costume designer. I've also...
Oh, it's called The Two Musketeers, right? I read the script you sent me on the way here.
Originally, I was planning to start filming as soon as Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka arrived in Fontaine, but,
Oh? What is it?
It has to do with the film's investor, Mr. Morris. He suddenly informed me this morning that he's encountered some financial trouble and will be unable to release to me the amount of...
It's said that Fontaine's legal system is well developed. If he has violated the contract, then can't you simply take him to court over the matter?
Well, I'm still more concerned about filming. Even if I were to take him to court, I'm afraid it would take...
Then, is there a way we could raise funds ourselves to solve the problem?
I've considered that option too, but unfortunately, it's difficult to gather such a large amount of mora on such short notice.
Mr. Xavier, if Ayaka and I were willing to perform for free, would that resolve the problem you are currently facing?
What? No, out of the question. To have you come all this way just to...
There's no need to worry, Mr. Xavier. My brother and I had actually intended to work for free after receiving your invitation. Inazuma has only recently reopened its borders, and needs to strengthen its relations and cultural ties with other nations.
Indeed. You could say that's the real reason why the Yashiro Commission agreed to come to Fontaine.
I understand, but having you two act...
Not at all. While we're officially here to conduct a cultural survey of sorts, we must express our sincerity if we want to establish formal culture. This film will serve as proof of friendly cooperation and cultural exchange between Inazuma and Fontaine. It's my hope that the film can be finished and released as smoothly as possible. If you still don't feel comfortable with this arrangement, I would also be more than happy to be introduced to some other renowned individuals in Fontaine's literary and artistic circles.
All right. I'll do as you say. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to cobble together...
Come on now, no need to go that far. I'll also help you out as a brand sponsor.
Me too! Even though I didn't bring much more to...
You are too kind, all of you. I really...
Alright, enough about that. Now that we have Xavier's savings, my support, and 2 leads who are willing to act for free, I think we will be able to make this happen. So, instead of Mora, you'll help with filming and production.
Oh, but how can we help with that? We don't know much.
Alright, pull yourself together, Xavier. Tell us if there are still any open positions left among the crew.
All right. Let me think. We still need a camera. I originally wanted to personally serve as director, but I've been too busy working as the producer.
Paimon knows what the director and the logistics support person do.
The clapper loader is responsible for using the clapperboard to record and organize the information of each shot.
A clapperboard? Oh, you mean the thing they hold that goes clap whenever...
Yes, that's right. Are you interested in that job?
For sure! Paimon's always wanted to try that!
Alright, then you'll be our clapper loader. I can find someone from the store.
Oh, fine by me. As for our camera operator...
Oh, she's great when it comes to using a camera!
Yes, that's also what I was thinking. I noticed the...
I'm sure that's due to the traveler's journey across Tevat and all the places they've seen.
What do you say, traveler? Are you interested in the job? Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Come on, friend. Let me give you a big warm hug.
So, all that's left for us to find is a director and an assistant.
Oh, me! I want to be the director's assistant. All we need to do is help.
All right, then all we need is a director. Oh, all the well-known
Oh, Farina helped out a theater troupe recently by serving as an...
Do you really think Lady Farina...
Isn't that the name of Fontaine's Hydro Archon? My brother has already informed...
Yep, that's her! She helped out a theater troupe not too long ago.
Well,
Oh, I saw that musical. Her performance was perfect. And don't let her former identity intimidate you. She's the best candidate.
Fine. You're right, Shiori. I'll do... Then I'll have to ask the Traveler and Paimon to show me the way.
Do you need us to also come along?
No, there's no need to trouble you with this. Besides, you've just arrived in Fontaine. Just leave this task to me. It's part of my...
Very well. Then we'll be waiting to hear the good news.
I'll go with you. By the way, you might want to consider...
And don't worry, we won't simply drop you off at Farina's place. We know Farina pretty well by now.
All right, then I'll start making...
A gift for someone...
I recall that Lady Farina once fancied a clockwork ring. So perhaps...
Huh? Can't we just bring some desserts, like the Fontainalia mousse?
But wouldn't that be a little too cheap?
Isn't the Fontinalia festival happening right now? I heard Evil tell us on the Aquabus that to do something like that, she must have...
I agree with Yoimiya. If the gift is too fancy...
Alright then, let's go buy some fun...
But will that really be enough? We'll be asking her to do a lot of work, you know.
You're right. We need to further sweeten the deal.
Huh? You want something even sweeter than Fontinalia mousse?
Yes, we'll need a gift that's sweeter than any dessert in the world.
Well, what could that...
Your words of praise.
Looking forward to the good news. I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember what it was. Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in.
Farina lives.
Okay, I'll go knock on the door.
Coming. Seriously, who's knocking before afternoon tea? Huh? Who are you?
Lady Farina, please.
Hello. Oh, is that the traveler in Paimon I see? I'm Chiori. Ah, the one from Chioria Boutique. Hello, hello. So, what are you all doing here? Do you need something?
Did you just get up, Farina? It's already past noon, you know. Huh? Oh, Paimon means the weather is so nice in the afternoon and the sun is so warm. Just like how you make us feel. Sleeping in late is a really smart idea.
No. I was just up late last night reading some novels. What does sleeping in?
This is a small gift we've prepared.
No need to be so formal. I'm just a regular person like everyone else now. Oh, is this Fontinalia mousse?
That's great! So, actually, there's some. Given your renowned passion and understanding of.
Oh, but didn't you?
Yes, but for this particular project, I'm mainly working as a producer. Besides, I'm sure.
Are the traveler and.
Yep, we sure are. Paimon's the
camera operator. That can be a pretty technical job. And no, I'm not questioning your ability.
Maybe you can come up with a test for the. If she can satisfy you with her camera skills?
You sure are getting better at rolling with the situation, Paimon. Alright, how about. Very good. It's essential for the camera. Are you ready? I have high standard, okay? Grab the camera and I'll give you a scenario.
Here, all the shots had a great composition, and I could really feel.
Yeah! Does that mean you agree to.
Did you think I would agree just like that? In fact, I've already had several troops approach me for the FONTAINE film. If others were to find out I agreed to.
Hey, but didn't we have a deal? What else do we need to do?
Well, what about the pay?
Huh?
You know, how much you're willing to pay me to be the director?
Well, I can offer you this much?
What? That's all? If Nervylet were to hear of this, he could charge you with
I'm sorry, but our crew is in a...
I see. Well, even though it's highly unlikely now that I'll join your crew,
our script is an
Huh? Wait, you mean the suspense?
Oh, so for...
Of course I read it! I've always had a keen... I see. It all makes sense now. You...
not really. The novel's author transferred the copyright to me practically for free once he heard that I wanted to make a film adaptation of...
He probably just wants to get his name out there. So, Mora, it reminds me of a delivery courier who wears one of my designs while traveling all across Tevat. I didn't charge her much for the...
So, are you a big fan of this story, Furry?
Well, it's alright. The pacing of the story is good, but the character relationships could use... Ahem! Mr. Xavier, if, hypothetically speaking, I agree to be...
Oh, as much free...
Good! Then I'm free to alter...
Absolutely, no problem.
Alright.
So...
Yes, I agree. Although the pay is well below what someone... I mustn't let a perfectly good story be ruined.
Oh, Hydro Arcana...
There's no more Hydro Archon, you know. And it's still a little early. There's a lot that goes into shooting a film. Although the trickiest tasks of finalizing the script and casting the actors And by the way, since we'll be filming The Two Musketeers, we'll need to find an action choreographer. Ideally, a professional who has actual experience with muskets.
Yes, I've thought about this as well.
Me? If this was before, I could have simply asked Florand. Navia can also use firearms, but unfortunately...
Could we ask the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol?
Oh, you mean the Special Patrol's Musketeers?
Yes, that's right. They work with muskets every day.
They would be under Nervylet's jurisdiction. So...
No need to go to all that trouble. I know their Captain Chevres.
Oh, you do? Wait, Chiari, how did...
No particular reason. Running a business means dealing with some trouble from time. In return, I've helped her handle a few situations in which the Special Patrol couldn't get involved directly.
So you're saying there's been times when the Special Patrol needed a fashion
It'd be best to keep it that way. Anyway, enough about that. What do you all think about her?
She sounds professional enough. She is a
But I imagine the Special Security and Surveillance...
Well, it just so happens that she's also not the kind of person that's just after Mora. As for whether she has time...
Then I'll leave that to you. Macaroni's on sale today, so I've got to go. You can just tell...
No problem.
having Farina do...
Of course. Just wait until the day of our premiere. You'll witness the true power. I'll be sure to ask some people I know to see...
Seems like
I didn't ask for the Clapperloader's commentary, Paimon.
Then let's get going. I happen to know where
By the way, I'm curious. If my pay is so low, then...
Actually, they told us that they see the trip as part of a cultural exchange.
What? So is every person in Tevat who doesn't want money gathered here to shoot?
I already knew Xavier from before. And he's also agreed to give my brand some...
It seems the gods have really smiled upon you, Xavier. And that certainly doesn't include me, my... Besides the macaroni, I should also pick up some tomato sauce.
I have to stifle a smile every time I...
All right, this is the place.
But
She's over there. The one with an eye patch reading in front of the newsstand.
oh, her! Paimon could tell there was
Please wait here for a moment. I'll go fetch her.
working. But isn't she?
Just trust me.
Oh, all right. Shiori sure is a mysterious person.
The court of Fontaine isn't particularly tolerant of visitors from overseas, so it isn't easy for a foreigner. Even a local like me just trying to make a film has to face all kinds of challenges. So I can only imagine what Shiori has been through to get where she is today. I'm sure that having more connections has definitely worked in her favor.
Reading on the job?
Detective novel.
One main character?
No. Multiple. Branching storylines.
I see. How's the plot coming along?
One of the main characters is about to make a choice that will affect the rest of his life.
Any way to speed things up? There's something I need your help with.
You know that doesn't depend on me. It all comes down to what the character chooses.
Which is exactly...
All right. It appears he made the wrong choice in the end. Halt!
Huh? What's...
Hand over whatever you're holding.
Oh, it's...
Then I'm sure you wouldn't mind letting me have a look.
Excuse me, officer. I don't mind you standing around here, not purchasing anything, but I'd prefer...
Don't give me that act. You won't be able to get off so easily either. I am Shavraz, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. I will say this, and before you do anything unwise, let me remind you that I'll have you on the ground before you can even...
All right. But please let me say something first. If there's any...
Why, you trying to leave me on the hook, huh? You were the one...
Save it for the interrogation. Take them away, Letelier.
What's going on here? 1 second you're reading a book and the next...
And who are... Oh! Maybe I can let you... Now that Vache has been brought to justice, no new shipments of synth will be made and distributed to sellers. Thanks to a tip from our reliable source here, this should be the very last...
Oh, so you were pretending to read a book in order to catch... Oh! Paimon almost forgot to introduce ourselves. Paimon is Paimon.
Hey, I'm Shavraz. You probably already heard me introduce myself, so I won't bother repeating it.
Yeah, why didn't you make a move as soon as you had the chance?
No, I wanted to see if the shopkeeper would turn himself in. All he had to do was come up to me and say that he didn't know where the synth had come from. If he did that...
He had the whole day to turn the synth over to Shavraz. But instead, the moment I...
Yep, he made the wrong choice. Even though the...
But you knew they would...
Yeah, I knew. I was just... Enough about that, though. What did you want to ask me about?
Oh, you see, it's like...
The Two Musketeers. So what do you need me to do? Just be the action?
Yes, that's right. I want to make sure we get... However,
No need to say any more.
Huh?
Really? You're with...
Sure, it's no big deal. Besides, I personally really like this novel. I even have the collector's edition at home. Stories where justice prevails over evil.
Then we've got a deal?
Yes, I'll see you on set.
Oh my! I can hardly believe it!
Calm down, Xavier. The film is going... Still, I should also head back now.
Alright, guess that's it for today then.
Traveler, Paimon, please stay for...
Then I'll take Xavier back. Poor thing. He's so excited that he can't even walk straight anymore. I don't want to spend our first day fishing our producer out of the fountain. Yep, see you tomorrow.
So what did you want to tell us, Chevres?
Have you read The Two Musketeers? The story is about a pair of children born into the household of a baron, and they were raised at the baron's estate, where their mother worked as a maid. The two were illegitimate children that the baron had with the maid, so they were never treated. One day, upon returning home, they found their mother had been murdered and left dead on the floor. However, the baron was able to exert his influence and keep the whole thing under wraps. The mother's death was eventually deemed as... Many years later, members of the baron's family suddenly started turning up dead one after the other, all killed by gunshot. A rainbow rose was found on each of the victims. The baron believed that the mother's soul had come to take vengeance on him, but it was actually those two siblings who had fled all those years ago. They relied on each other to survive and trained day and night. They used all of their abilities to collect evidence and clues before executing their plan and exacting revenge on the...
That's quite an exhilarating...
Yep. The Baron got what he deserved for his evil deeds, and justice...
Oh, so is that why you were so willing...
You could say it was one of...
Oh, you mean...
I've read the reports about you. Whether it was at the trial... You've shown that you've got a strong sense of justice, as well... Yes, you're as sharp as I expected. There's been a recent murder case involving muskets.
Huh? Really?
The Marechaussee Phantom hasn't yet released any information to the public.
A murder involving firearms? But not that many people use those...
Impossible. We perform a routine inspection of our... However... Well, that's all...
Huh? What do you...
I hope you all can go back and get some shut-eye. You can decide tomorrow whether or not you'd like to join the investigation. I'm aware this might not be the ideal time to add more to your plate, but the more capable people we... Carrying out investigations isn't actually supposed to be our responsibility. Our job is to apprehend the perpetrators. Finding them is really up... I don't want people to see muskets in a negative way, and also...
You mean, they might...
I suspect so. Just to make myself clear, this is not an order, nor is it a deal of... If you two have any interest in the case after we finish filming tomorrow, and are willing to...
What do you think, Traveler? Yeah, you're right. I might skip...
You'd better head back and get some rest. It's good to keep a calm... Otherwise, when the moment comes, you might end up like...
Be still.
Correct weapon!
Count the times that you mind the danger. Found your Cascade. The depth back. Be still. Cascade.
Correct weapon!
Coming something. Sweep. Let the mighty be humbled.
Allow me!
Toodaloo.
Be still. Now. Mind the danger.
Blaze over!
The
It's finally time to meet up with everyone! Paimon even dreamt of making the film last night. If Paimon remembers right, we're meeting at Hotel de Boer. Let's get going! Ayaka, Yoimiya, you're already here!
Good morning. Xavier said yesterday afternoon when—
Yeah, and how about you?
After we split up, Ayato went to see Udex Nervillette at the Palais Marmonia. I was originally thinking of going with him, but he said he could manage it himself. So I rode the aqua bus with Yoimiya and visited the opera house on Aranias Island.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe what we saw there! Two mechanical puppets that were dancing together! Yeah, those two!
We sat and watched for quite a while.
Oh, it was the same for us the first time we—
Afterwards, we went swimming at the beach! Well, diving, to be exact. I held Ayaka's hand and we counted down together. 3, 2, 1, and then... first, I didn't dare to open my mouth. But once I couldn't hold my breath any longer, I decided to take a big breath in. Turns out, before I knew it, I was breathing like normal down there. It was an amazing feeling. Ayaka said I was too nervous and needed to loosen my grip.
I knew that the Traveler could do it, so I had no doubt we could do it too. That helped me feel it. The underwater world in Fontaine truly is beautiful. I love seeing the Romero.
Yeah, and there were so many creatures, like those fish that shimmer like a sword blade. Whoosh! Oh, and those big fish that call when they see people.
Oh, you mean Hunter's Rays and Blubber Beasts.
I just love the name Blubber Beast. Just wait till...
Yoimiya was down there for quite a while. It was dark before we finally rode the aquabus back.
Yeah, even I was worried I wouldn't be able to get up. But as soon as I woke up today, I remembered...
Speaking of the film...
My brother and Xavier were speaking to the restaurant owner about using the places. As for the others, they... We're here.
Please excuse my tardiness. I just finished the special patrols 6 miles.
Wait, 6 miles?
I'm so tired.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning. Can someone fetch me?
Sure. I'd be happy to do that for you. No, you can't go anywhere. Please, have a seat over here so I can get started on your makeup.
I can get the coffee. It's the perfect job for an assistant.
So much energy. Seriously, what's her secret?
Always like that. But you sure look exhausted, Farina.
Of course not. I spent the whole night reading the novel from cover to cover.
Wow. Paimon didn't
Well, I was the biggest star in all of Fontaine after all. I went all out when I was acting as an Archon.
Here's your coffee, Director Farina.
Oh, thank you. The sound of being called director. And the aroma of coffee.
It seems everyone has managed to arrive on time.
We've reached an agreement with the restaurant owner. We are free to use the second floor to shoot our film.
Really? That's great!
He is really looking forward to our film, and hopes that providing his restaurant as a filming location will attract more customers. Well then, Mr. Xavier, I'll leave the rest to you.
Okay, thanks. First, I'd like to introduce our new member. This is our prop manager, Veronique. She'll be in charge of... And this is Bono, our lighting technician. He'll be in charge of lighting and illumination.
Wow. Sure feels like we have some...
First of all, please allow me to first express... When my investor informed me yesterday that he wouldn't be able to... I had no idea that I'd find so many people willing to help me on...
No need to be so cordial, Mr. Xavier. We're all...
Your works made a profound impression on me when I saw them back in Inazuma. I am sure that someday, This film will be remembered as a prime example of cultural exchange between Fontaine and Inazuma.
Yes, the story is the reason I agreed to join.
Anyway, I would like to make a promise to everyone that as the producer of this is not just my film, it also embodies the thoughts and feelings. So, without further ado, the two You may take it from here, director for...
All right. Listen up, everyone. The first scene takes place when the two young musketeers are living at the Baron's home, still unaware of all that is about to happen to them. We'll need props and lighting to set the scene. Our lead actors can go get their makeup done, and extras...
Whoa. Seems Farina's...
Is everyone clear? I don't want anyone traipsing around the set like umbrella finches. All right. Cameras will start rolling as soon as the set is ready. Not the...
Seems like she's still a... Anyway, let's go see if there's anything we can...
Ayaka has mentioned you to me before. She said that you two were great friends when you were kids.
No talking. I'm thinking about how to do your eyeshadow.
Ah, yes. To help me really look the part.
To achieve a more young and naive look for this scene.
Are you saying the wrinkles around my eyes are too deep?
You just have too much of a calculating look in your eyes.
You sure don't mince your words. It seems you really haven't changed much.
Quiet.
So annoyed.
How about here?
A little more to the left.
You got it.
Hey, Yoimiya, do you need a hand?
No, I'm fine. You know, doing the lighting is kind of like designing a fireworks show. It's interesting to imagine what kind of atmosphere the lights will create. I heard that the Traveler will be operating the camera and Paimon will be the clapper loader, right? Those roles are just perfect for the two of you.
Really? Is that because it'll be easy for Paimon to hold the clapperboard while flying?
Well, sure, there's that, but that's not exactly what I meant. I just think that after all your journeys together, you two must have developed a super close bond and just naturally know how to work with each other. If I'm not mistaken, the director will want the cameras rolling as soon as the clapperboard goes clack. me! It's amazing to see the magic behind filmmaking.
Yoimiya, we need lights over there.
Oh, on it! I've got to get back to work. Chat with you later. Oh,
Seems like Yoimiya's really getting into it. But she was right. We...
So, this is a real musket?
No, it's just a prop weapon.
Not bad. Have you seen a real...
Only in books and newspapers. When we're filming.
Which means it'll be up to... Thank you, Veronique. However, the musket's gears and firing pin could still use some work. Adding some wear on the metallic components will make them appear more realistic. Also, be sure to rub the muskets with some oil each time before we start shooting. That'll give the impression that the
Good point.
You seem to know a lot, Miss Chevres. I assume you use these types of...
Yes, I perform routine maintenance on my weapons every day. Just like we as people need to eat and
I also perform similar care for my sword every day, and familiarize myself with the
Yes. This way, our weapons will...
Yes, well said. It's...
Oh, sounds like they found a cup.
Though these props differ from the muskets I use, I can still...
Good. I look forward to...
First and foremost, never point the weapon at anyone, regardless of whether it's a real or prop weapon, or whether you're holding it or it's on the table.
Okay.
When aiming the musket, extend your arm so that it's level with your shoulder, and use your eye to look down the weapon's sights.
Like this?
Not bad. Now, try saying your lines.
This is the end of the road for you.
Good. Now turn your body a little. That way, you'll give your enemy less of a target to work with. This is the end of the road for you.
Huh. Excuse me, Miss Chiori. Director Farina, there's something I wish to discuss with you.
Oh? What is it?
Like this?
Yes, much better.
What do you think?
I do see your point. But are you sure you wish to do this?
I believe it would be most fitting.
Well, if you insist. All right. Miss Ayaka, Miss Chevres.
Huh? What's going on? Are we gonna start...
Let's go see.
What is it?
I have a question for you, Miss Chevres. Would you be willing to play the role of a musketeer?
What?
To clarify, I would like to turn over my role to Miss Chevres.
But, brother...
Don't worry, Ayaka. I actually view this as a good thing. I was becoming troubled trying to set aside some time to speak to the staff at the Palais Mermonia. I would like to have some conversations about the cultural exchange between our two countries, and I've heard that the bureaucratic process here can get rather complicated. Now, I will be able to focus on my work. Besides, you also know that I'm not really one for public performances.
Are you really sure?
From a director's point of view, I also felt like the relationship between the two musketeers... The older brother in the story plays the lead role with his overbearing character. But this causes his character to overshadow that of his sister, and the theme of the two supporting and relying on each other. But if we were to change the siblings to two sisters of a similar age, then that aspect of... Also, I've seen you instructing Ayaka. That cold...
Of course, even with all these insights, the decision should still be made by Miss Chevres.
Chevres mentioned that she really likes the story, right? Paimon bets that she'll take the role.
All right, I'll take...
Good. It's decided that we'll also need to make some immediate adjustment. I have a feeling...
You're doing a great favor for me, Miss Chevres.
Don't mention it. I like this character, so if anything, I should be the one thanking you.
Well, since my brother is the one who brought up the idea, I suppose there's no need to worry. Let's go, Miss Chevres. I look forward...
Please, just call me Chevres.
Seems like you're really going out of your way to solve the problem I was having with your makeup.
Surely you jest, Chiori. I assure you that I was mostly motivated by a desire to spend more time on formal business.
Oh, come on. You really think I'd buy that? According to what I've heard from Ayaka, her brother is someone who can juggle 10 different matters at the same time. I'm sure you have other reasons for backing out.
Perhaps. Ayaka always said she wanted to go out and see more of the world, just like the Traveler. But I feel that she needs not only to see other nations, but also to make some different kinds of friends. I think it would be harder for her to make new connections with me constantly by her side. I would like to give her
Alright, go on. Spoil her some more.
Ayato! It's too bad you're stepping down from the role. Paimon really wanted to see you act as a musketeer.
No need to poke fun at me. I'd wager that you also felt that I...
It's a little hard for Paimon to imagine you saying those lines.
Yes. I've made an appointment to meet some people from the Palais Mermonia. Now, I will have some more time to prepare.
Traveler, get the camera ready! Paimon, get the clapperboard!
Go on now. And please take good care of Ayaka.
Yep, don't worry!
Thank you. I look forward to seeing the film when it's finished.
Alright, now that we're all... The first scene takes place when our two main characters are still living at the Baron's estate. They've been ostracized. Chevris will be playing the role of the older sister, Tulip, and Ayaka will be the younger sister, Iris. Be sure to get close-ups. Silence on the set! Lights! Camera! Action!
Let's go!
Tulip, Mother's been out for quite a while now.
Perhaps she went to pick some flowers on the way home. You know how she loves flowers.
Iris, Tulip! I'm home!
Mother! You were out for so long, we were beginning to worry about you.
I'm sorry, but I'm back now, safe.
Mother, what are those bruises on your hand?
Huh? What bruises?
But I didn't notice.
Then perhaps... By the way, did you have fun playing at home? What's the matter, Iris?
Well, we've realized that no one really wants to play with us.
They even took Iris's doll and spat at us.
And they even called us names. They said we were...
Shh. It's all right. Don't worry. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Don't listen to them. No, you both have wonderful lives ahead of you. Just maybe your time to blossom hasn't quite come yet. Don't let the soil you're in now ruin your future beauty. Understand?
And cut! Not bad. The actor's emote. Also, if our clock...
Oh!
Great. I was a little worried that...
I felt fine. The lines weren't too difficult at all.
You two were great. I couldn't...
Thank you for your encouragement.
Positions, everyone! We'll... This scene is when our two characters return home, only to
Mother, we're back! Mother? What's wrong?
Iris, stay away!
Huh? Why? Mother...
There's poison in this cup.
Huh? I could have sworn I've seen this...
Those aristocrats. They didn't even try to... Iris, we need to leave this place.
Leave? But now...
Anywhere. All I know is that we can't stay in this house. We'll have our revenge, I promise you. Just Not right now.
Come on, let's go. No, wait, we can't just leave Mother here like this. At least let me leave this rose with her. That's why we went out in the first place.
All right. Goodbye, Mother. We'll live.
And cut! Beautiful! Oh my, you're so amazing, Ayaka! And were those real tears?
I was surprised too.
Thank you for the kind compliments. Actually, as soon as Director Farina said, it's quite similar to practicing the art of the sword.
Ayaka's performance was amazing. Pipe down, everyone! We need to move on.
How do you feel, Traveler? Is your arm sore from holding the camera all day?
Good work, you two.
You too, Shivers. You were quite the actress today.
I've read this novel many times before. Anyway, do you...
Oh, right! You have a case where the murder...
In the story, the main characters grow up to become two, and on each of the victims, they place a rainbow rose as... Yes, that's correct. We found
Oh, that does? Especially after seeing the script today? What do you think, Traveler? You're smart. Paimon wants to hear...
Good. On behalf of Fontaine's, there's no time to lose.
Huh?
The most valuable intel always... That's how one of my favorite books...
So, where are we going right now?
Let's start by checking out some workshops that sell mechanical components. If the culprit is making their own weapons, it's very likely that they'll visit those sort of places.
Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in.